In this episode of An American Entrepreneur, we're going to meet a young lady that started a weight loss and wellness business. She's located in downtown Dallas on the 16th floor in an older historical building. So come on and join me. I think you'll really enjoy her story. All right, so introduce yourself and your business, Shay.
Hi everyone, so my name is Coach Shay. I'm the owner of Dynamic Weight Loss and Wellness here in downtown Dallas. I'm located in the 211 on North Irvay Street here on the 16th floor.
All right, so how old is your business? When did you start?
So I started my business, so I've been a life coach since about 2019, February 2019. I became a certified life coach. After that, I decided to add, it needed something else, and I decided to add the fitness component probably about last year. So I've been roughly in business since 2019, but I just added the fitness component to just really add an extra thing to my business.
Well, what were you doing before you started this business, Shay?
So before I started dabbling into fitness, I was in research. So I was a lab rat. I spent a lot of time in research, probably 10 plus years. I started as a phlebotomist. Kind of worked my way up, really getting into research with special pathogens, which was recent with COVID-19. Experiencing very heavy volume of patients and big influx. It was just really stressful during that time. So I decided to lean more into my business and really laser focus on my business really last year. And here we are.
Well, how did you get inspired to become an entrepreneur?
The inspiration really came from, I kind of always been my own little entrepreneur. Even as a child, I would sell like snack cakes. I would sell like snack cakes to my friends at school. And then when I got older, I worked in a Big T Bazaar or Big T Plaza. A lot of people would know here down in Dallas. I started out just selling body oils and fragrances and household oil burners and things of that nature. So I've always been kind of like a salesperson, kind of like entrepreneur. They let me run the shop. I would be the only one there that would run the show. So it really became like a thing. I got used to being my own boss between the age of probably like 18 and 21. And it probably wasn't until after like 21 and when I had my first son where I had to work, where I was forced to work. So I really always kind of been my own little entrepreneur.
Well, how did you get into this occupation?
So the help really came from, so in 2018, me and my fiance suffered a loss. We lost our daughter. I had a stillbirth. And it really changed my life. She really changed my life and helped me kind of find my purpose. I feel like when my daughter got taken from me, I feel like it was something that I needed to do, and it was a way that I needed to try to reach people that was like me. And they was really just suffering from depression, because after everything boiled down to it, they was like, look, you're just suffering from depression, and you just need to find an outlet, and you just need to find yourself, right? So it became like searching for my purpose. And within searching for my purpose, I was like, what was something that I can do where it wouldn't require me going back to school for a long time, because I have an associate's degree in science. So I was like, what can I do where I don't have to go back to school for a strenuous amount of time and still be within my calling? Because people would always call me for advice, and it was always a thing. So it was like putting all the things together that I already knew, and was like, hey, let's expound upon what I know and my abilities that I've been given and see where it goes.
Well, how did you choose this location here? We're right in downtown Dallas. Very difficult to find parking. A lot of hustle bustle out here. Why did you choose this location?
And it's crazy because I was a person that said, and I feel like it was the universe, right? So I was a person that would always say, I hate driving to downtown Dallas.
I'm the same way. In fact, I didn't really want to. I was a little hesitant to do the video here because I knew it was going to be a big haul.
Yeah.
But after getting to know you a little, I thought, she's got to come on this channel. You've got an amazing story. So anyway, so how did you come up with this location?
So the location kind of fell into my lap. It really was, I was looking for a higher end clientele as well. Like I wanted to be able to cater to entrepreneurs and people that really suffered from the lack of community and the lack of really getting to interact with people because you've been behind your desk, or you just not being active and social. So this was a very great relative location. And the people that I started connecting myself with led me to this point. Yeah, it was really about connections.
So I guess that your clientele are the people, the professionals that work in all these office buildings that sit behind a desk all day, totally out of shape.
Yes.
And they are able to come here during lunch or take off an hour or whatever, and they come here. So I guess that makes sense, really works out for you. Well, how do you acquire new clients?
So it's usually word of mouth. I get a lot of referrals. I'm on social media a lot, so a lot of people just pretty much attracted to me, my story, the way I express things or the way I talk about things. It's really just the way I'm able to educate people on nutrition, mindset, or physical mastery.
Well, how do you structure a typical workout session with a new client?
So typically we would set up a clarity call, what I like to call it, and we would kind of get down to the basics as to why do you feel like you're ready to do this now? What's provoking the need for the workout? It could be a numerous amount of things. It could be you're just tired of being obese and overweight. It could be you're ready to try something new. It could be that your health is failing. So really figuring out your why is the initial start of the conversation. Because once you establish your why, it's easier for you to continue throughout your journey. Your why kind of keeps you fueled and keeps you going. So it's establishing your why and figuring out your body's composition, what we're gonna get, what is needed.
And that's the nutritional side.
Right, that's the nutritional side.
So first you figure out the why for the fitness, and then you look at the nutritional side.
Yes.
So what are the things you consider when considering that?
So for the nutrition, for the most part, I'm looking at your weight, your height, your age, how physical you are, if any, how active you are. And then we go to the point of figuring out how active that you're willing to be to achieve your goals. For me, working with me is a goal. You have to a minimum of 2 days a week. You have to move your body a minimum of 2 days a week. That's just at the minimum for me.
Are you available 7 days a week, by the way?
Yes. So only on the weekends, I have a short window of time. But usually I'm here from like 9 to about 6:45. I take my last client. So I kind of try to, really compromise with people that's getting off of work late, or, maybe have a, longer commute here. But I'm always really willing to work around someone's schedule if, it has to be.
When listening to your description of how you set up a physical fitness plan, a nutrition plan, I can't help but think, this was running through my mind, is you probably also spend a lot of time motivating. How much of that comes into play?
So that's kind of my favorite part. That's another reason why it's a big component of my program is the life coaching, because you usually get the personal trainer and you don't get anything else. You just get the fitness component, or you just get the life coaching component. So I do have bi-weekly sessions with my individual clients. And when the containers get larger, I'm sure it'll be probably like once a month, or still, I probably will still keep my twice a month meetups. And then it'll just be a larger group of people. And we meet up and kind of bounce ideas off each other. Maybe express how you guys are going through the same thing and figure out how we can get off the plateau, or, continue to propel forward.
Would you have certain rates or plans where it's this many times a week or a month?
So usually this is what I do. I set a base rate. So a base rate for me is $45 an hour. And then if you want to do a monthly service, it's $280 a month, and then you'll have unlimited access. So you'll be able to work out as much as you want. You'll have access to me as much as you need, and it'll be $280 a month. Outside of that, if you would like to purchase products or apparel or things of that nature, I also have that available as well.
Well, describe your typical client.
My typical client would probably be somebody that really just lacks education about what they need to do. Like most people that I run into, they just don't know what to do. They don't know what to eat. They don't know where to start. So if you are a beginner at this, I'm definitely the person that you would love to talk to, because I was just like you. At one point in time, I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I liked. So when I'm on a call with you, it's not so much as come work out with me. It's so much as we're trying to figure out what works for you. Like you might be into Zumba. You might be a person that's into step class. You might be a person that likes yoga. It's really figuring out what the client needs and tailoring it for them.
And you can accommodate all of that here?
Yeah.
Those different yoga and all that other stuff?
And then if I don't, I always have, I call in the experts. So,
connect people with something that maybe you don't do.
Right. So I would definitely put you in connections with somebody that can. Like, I'm not into step class, but I know somebody that does, and that has ultimate step classes, and it's really good, and it's been proven to be really effective for that person's, body type and whatever they like to do. So it's really just finding what you like to do and catering to that.
What are some of the inhibitors or excuses people will give you that you find most common when they at least maybe call you? What are some of those things that they tell you why they are not sure if they should do this?
I hear the price. I hear like it's too much. I hear healthy food is expensive all the time, or being healthy is expensive all the time. And my objection to this is always we spend money on what we want to spend money on, and we pay for what we want to pay for, right? So like if you want to go on a vacation, you save for that vacation, no matter how much money you got to put back, and you sacrifice because you want to go to Disneyland. If that's your, just say that's your vacation choice. So you're going to do whatever you want, you have to do to be able to get to Disney. It doesn't matter. So you have to treat your body and investments into yourself the same way. It's like, if you want this bad enough, how much are you willing to invest? How much are you willing to do to see yourself on the other side? So I think it's really, for me, I get people to understand that it's an investment in yourself. It's not you or, this is actually something that you're doing especially for yourself, and it's a gift to you.
Well, I quit spending $120 a month on satellite TV.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there doing this, or start taking on hobbies, and working out and take care of your health. So it makes sense. So basically, you just have to realign your priorities.
For sure. It's like, what's more important? Like, I read a post, and I tell people all the time, Russell Wilson, he spends $1 million a year on his body. This is from personal trainers to supplements to cryotherapy and keeping his body in tip-top shape. And he says that he's willing to do this for a lot of more years because he wants his football career to be long and successful. And in order for us to live long and prosperous lives, we have to take care of our bodies. Like I told somebody, you can't expect to live long if you're eating McDonald's every day. You want to live to be 60, but you can't give your body McDonald's and be like, don't break down on me. That's like giving the car the wrong gas and telling it don't.
No oil.
Nothing, and telling it go. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned nutrition supplements. Are you an advocate of nutrition supplements? And if so or no, why?
So I'm an advocate, but I'm an advocate as long as you don't have, like, it's not a dependency issue. And I feel like if you need it as a jump start, it's fine.
But a lot of people take it thinking, well, I'm okay. I took these pills.
Yeah. And it's really not the case. When I first started my wellness journey, I didn't know squat, jack, nothing about weight loss supplements. I was so focused on just trying to get the food together, just focusing on trying to get the balanced plate, that even the commercials was not even dawning on me that this is like for nutrition and other things. And so it was like, when I did run into it, it was like, okay, but I had already structured my diet in such a way that it was just like an asset. It wasn't a necessity.
Well, I know you haven't been doing this a long time, but in the time you've been doing this, what are some things you learned today that you wish you knew when you first got started?
Oh man, you really have to love what you do. When you become an entrepreneur, you really have to love what you do. And I'm telling you, it's primarily because it's gonna be days where you're gonna be like, what did I get myself into? I can't believe I signed up for this. So it's those days you really have to really laser focus in on the why you started your business. Never forget the why you started your business. But the main thing I would have wished I really had known was like the foundation. Like when you first start business, nobody tell you how rocky the foundation is. Like starting it after the LLC part, before the LLC part, the licenses and all the things that you need to have a business in a building or commercial, or it was all those different type of things. So it was really learn your niche and learn how your business is to be structured.
Well, what are the challenges that are unique in this specific kind of business that you learned, and how do you overcome those challenges?
The specific challenges really in the fitness realm, I would probably say would be like all the people that are really just not knowledgeable about what it takes to be healthy. And people really resist change really bad. So it's really people just being conditioned to be in their ways. That's really the most that you run across, because other than that, for me, it's like helping people. I just want to help you. I want to educate you. I want to let you know that you don't have to be unhealthy. And unhealthy can be your mindset. It can be your weight. But for the most part, I figure once you get the mindset straight, everything else kind of just.
And when you have a new client that's totally out of shape, I would think that you go through certain steps of building blocks, because they can't just start punching this bag and kicking and doing all this stuff from day one. So
right.
I guess you have a plan where you look at them and you also educate them on that plan. Like, we're going to start off here. Mm-hmm. We're going to gradually work your body up to here.
Yes. So my number one client right now, I've been working with him since November. He started at about 300 plus pounds. We're almost under that 300 mark now. So we're getting closer to getting out of the 300s, which I'm so excited for him. But yes, the first day, his first session, it was very hard. You
thought you were going to lose him pretty quick?
I thought I was going to lose him. It was really hard for him. He didn't even complete the whole full workout. But he was such a beast. He was such motivated to not quit. He was not giving up. So he's been with me for a while now. And now he can hang in there with me. And so it's great to see the progress. And you have to trust in the process. Like, he knew, he wasn't going to come in here just slamming the bag. Of course not, because I had to teach you technique. I had to teach you form. We're going to prevent injuries. So definitely it's a process. I had to teach you how to wrap your hands properly. I had to teach you how to punch the bag properly. So we can definitely prevent injuries. And, and then we haven't had any injuries, so I teach you good form.
What was his turning point, do you know, to come out here?
His turning point was we actually were on a podcast together and we were talking and he was saying that someone had told him that day particularly that had he ever seen a fat mannequin. And he looks and he goes,
"That's rude."
Yeah, he looks, but he goes, "No, I haven't." And he was like, that day is what was his turning point.
So that insult really turned out to be a really good thing for him.
Yeah.
As horrible as
As horrible as it was, he was like, "You right, I've never seen a fat mannequin in the store and I want to be able to wear clothes on the mannequin." And that's his goal, to be able to walk in the store and be able to pick the clothes that he wants and to be able to be mannequin sharp.
How old is he?
He's about to be 40. He turns 40. Actually, this coming up weekend.
Okay, that's cool. So he's been with you now since you said November?
Yes, he's been with
2021?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, he sounds like a really good success story. Do you have any others maybe you could share with us that you've seen that maybe could encourage anyone?
Actually, yes. Actually, one of my clients, she was just about to start with me, and she was getting really excited, I guess, because now we're expecting baby. So she's pregnant now, but that didn't stop anything. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna lean more into the life coaching component, which is why my program is structured in this way. So I'm really able to still work with her on the life coaching level. Now we got new goals to set. Now we have baby involved. Now so now it's just, that's gonna be great too. Because now it's like we got baby, now we can lean more into the life coaching aspect, and she still wants to continue working with me.
If you were to give advice to someone that wanted to do this as an occupation, what advice would you give?
Don't think that you can do it alone. It's really selfish to think that you can run a business by itself. When I first got into the business, I thought about it like a movie, right? When you are in a movie, it's so many people that play a part in the roles in a movie. And nobody's role is any bigger or any smaller than the other. So when you first get into this realm, know that it's going to take people to help you, uplift you, connect you with the right people, put you in the right places, in the right rooms. So know that you cannot elevate alone. You can't do it by yourself.
Where do you see this business going 3 to 5 years from now? What are your goals?
So my goal is actually to have a chain of these wellness centers. And really more so as I start to evolve, I'll have more catered like towards maybe just singularly for women. Because I was really tailored more towards women wellness when I first started. But somewhere along in my message, I started attracting a lot of male clients. I think it's because I'm really quite frank. I'm really not a fluff. I think women like a lot of fluff. I'm sorry, ladies. But
you just tell it to them like it is and you're honest with them.
Yeah. So it's like my messaging started attracting more male clients. But I really would like a wellness center totally for women that have had children and tailor it more towards my program for body after birthing.
What, as far as like the different things you do here as far as the physical part, I know you do boxing. Mm-hmm. Could you list out the other activities that you actually do?
Sure. So,
I think you said yoga as well.
Yes, I do yoga. I offer meditation, mindfulness, kickboxing, and yoga.
What's the most predominant?
No.
Or is it all of it?
It's
just
really
kind of a mixture of it all?
Yes. So the way that I have tailored my program in a way, you kind of get it all in one. So when you come, you have the warm-up piece that's pretty, really kind of depending on you, how you feel that day. But most of the time it's going to be high intensity cardio type of training when you first warm up. And then we'll punch the bag a little bit. And then after that, we'll transition into some yoga to kind of slow the breaths down. My ideal workout is to get your body to hit all the zones so that you're able to burn fat effortlessly and the energy that you need is able to convert. So that's typically the gist of the workout. And the way that I tailored this workout is the way that I lost my weight. So when I figured out that the body needed to hit all these certain zones to be able to get into the fat burning, because a lot of us don't know that if we don't raise our heart rate up over a certain level, we'll never burn fat. So a lot of us steady walking the treadmill, and we wondering why we're not losing weight is because we're not entering into the fat burning zone. So it was once I started finding out those type of things, I'm like, okay, I can play on this, and I need this component, and I need this.
Describe a typical conversation that you would have with someone if they're shopping around for a coach like yourself. And let's say that they've already talked to 2 people. You're the third. What are some of the things they'll ask, and what are some of the things you tell them to convince them that you're the right person?
I think the most thing that will convince them that I'm the right person usually be the time that we spend on the phone. Like when you book your clarity call, it says it's gonna be a 15-minute call off the top. But likely I've not booked the call for an extended hour after this call because usually I don't charge for this call. So it's usually the compliment of the time. Like even if they don't decide to go with me, it's like, wow, you literally spent your time with me. So it's the value that I'm able to add on the call really that usually gets the person to work with me because they're like, wow, like you didn't try to rush me off the phone. You literally answered all my questions. You listened, yeah. So it's really acknowledging them, letting them know, hey, I've been there before. I wasn't always this healthy. And I've always been fairly thin. People have a misconception, like thin does not mean healthy, y'all. Like it was a point where I was very thin, but I was not healthy. I was unhealthy. I was thin because I would walk everywhere and I didn't have a car and I ate hot dogs and nachos and noodles all day.
What are some things that people should avoid in shopping or looking into finding a coach?
You definitely should avoid all the guarantees. Like when they're like, I can get you to lose 10 pounds in 30 days or 90 days or whatever their gifted promises and numbers, because everybody's body is very different. And everybody's numbers and in the way is gonna vary. So that's definitely a thing you should look out for. Somebody like promising you that they can get you down to a certain weight in a certain amount of time. Now, if you hit that goal that you promised to yourself before the time agreed or before your goal date that you agreed on with yourself, phenomenal. But I feel like it's
not one size fits all.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fugazi when they be like, oh, you can lose 50 pounds in 30 days. And this is like they promise,
What are some other things to avoid? Is that it?
Probably you want to be really cautious with the pricing. I know a lot of people charge a lot. I mean, I know the more reputable you get, of course, the more credible and the more people that you start to work with, of course, your price goes up. But be mindful of the people that you are working with and, stay within your price range. Don't be trying to go outside of your price range just because this person has worked with this person and they're credible, because you still might not get the...
Yeah, they start name dropping. I work with this person.
Yeah.
I work with these people. So I'm going to make this much money.
Right. And it don't mean you're going to get the service that you really don't want as well. So just be mindful of that. Because I mean, even in business coaching, when I started first coming into business and I wanted a business coach, I would find often that the business coaches I was running into wasn't really what I needed. They weren't really giving me the information that I needed. So it's like really determining what you need to get to the person that you really need.
Right. Well, is there anything else you want to share, Shay?
I just want to be the person that lets you guys know that the only reason that you aren't progressing in your wellness journey is because you don't know. Educate yourself. Read the books. Drink the water. Look, drink the water. Form a relationship with water. I know that a lot of people's biggest issue is their water intake. their vegetable consumption. I still hear at people at 50, 60 years old telling me, I don't eat vegetables, I don't like water. Y'all, we have to get this through our heads that all healthy food, we're not gonna like it.
Right.
You
Makes
know,
sense.
yeah, like all healthy food, no, we're not
Can't
gonna
eat
like
pizza
it.
every day.
Right, but it's just being self-aware that do we really want to continue to perpetuate these stereotypical things throughout our culture, through the high blood pressure and the diabetes, and we want to stop it. So educate yourself on what your body needs and give your body all the things it desires so you can be fueled and have energy to continue to work this thing called life.
Cool, great. Well, Shay, I appreciate you coming on, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
I think the biggest takeaway Coach Shay shared with us is the fact that when people call her, she really spends time with them. She really listens to them. She doesn't just try to quickly finish the conversation so she can go about her business. And you know, clients and customers, they really pick up on that really fast. I mean, have you ever experienced someone that just really didn't spend the time with you? That's not impressive, but people that really will spend time with you. It may be in a clothing store, but you really have a sense of appreciation for that person. And that's usually what separates good salespeople from people that can't sell. Well, I'm Curtis Moberg. I hope this video added value. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.